It's 40 years since Audi Sport GmbH was created and 21 years since the RS6 arrived. And now, as a present, we're getting something inspired by the IMSA GTO from 1989. It's called the Audi RS6 GT, and here it is. Wow, just look at it. So this is a very special car. Quite a bit has changed from the RS6 performance. I'll try and talk you through some of the things. First of all, it's the first production Audi to get a carbon fibre bonnet. You can see a little bit of it here on the top. I'll talk you through a bit more about that when we open it up in a second. It's got completely new bonnet, wings, front bumper. The single frame grille has even changed as well. There's a bigger air intake down at the bottom, and then a very jutting forward front splitter. That makes it look more aggressive than the performance already. So as you can see, it's already looking wider and more aggressive at the front. So let's go down the side. You see here the front wings, they're flared out. There's an air intake in here that we'll look at in a second. But the whole car has just got this real presence, this real purpose. This is particularly enhanced by what is called the heritage wrap. That obviously looks just like the IMSA GTO over there. It's one of the colours that will be available in our markets. It's got carbon fibre on the door mirrors. It's got carbon fibre down on the side skirts, just here. The roof rails have been removed to make the car look even sportier and lower. So that's a detail that you don't notice at first, but when you really catch it, it's like, yeah, it does look a lot lower and a lot more compact. And it comes on 22-inch forged aluminium wheels. These are wrapped with Continental Sport Contact 7 tyres. They're from the RS6 Performance, but these wheels are different, and they're from the Audi RS6 GTO concept car, which is what this car takes its inspiration from. So you get the little GT badge, that's another detail. And then if we look in this vent, you can just see a little bit of carbon fibre if you look closely. Fantastic. So that's the side of the car. Let's move around to the back and have a look at what's going on back here. First thing you're going to notice, this double deck spoiler. Absolutely incredible. Now, we've asked about downforce. There's no figures yet of what it does, but it definitely improves the way the RS6 handles. So the GT is going to be really special to drive because the performance is already brilliant. We've got a heritage badge, RS6 GT, that logo again to make it more special. See the spoiler now, you can see the double deck in there. That again is from the RS6 GTO concept car. That's a feature straight from that. And then there's a different diffuser down at the bottom. So we've got this triple vane diffuser just here. 3 vanes down there, bigger opening. It's a smoother, wider look than the RS6 Performance. This is enhanced as well by this volume here. It makes the car look wider. So although it's actually physically no wider than the RS6 Performance, it just looks it. But yeah, I mean, all combined, what an incredible looking car this is. So that carbon fibre bonnet I talked about earlier on. Now you can see a couple of exposed bits of carbon fibre here on the bonnet. They are actually shaped to look like the air intakes of the IMSA GTO. So that's why they're angled down the bonnet like this. But it gets better when you open the bonnet, because that is just perfection. Lovely carbon fibre finish. Obviously, it reduces weight over the nose of the car. We're going to get a little bit sharper handling, better turning. The car is actually 15 kilograms lighter than an RS6 Performance and 25 kilograms lighter than a standard RS6. So more weight saving has gone into this vehicle. So the RS6 GT uses the familiar 4-litre bi-turbo V8 petrol engine. It's in performance spec here. So we're talking 630 horsepower and 850 Newton meters of torque. But with all the little detail changes that have come with the car, it shaved another tenth off the 0 to 100 km/h time. So this will do it in 3.3 seconds rather than 3.4. Top speed, it's the same 305 kilometers an hour as the Performance, but it's probably plenty for anyone's needs, really. Okay, so we've already had a look at the forged aluminium wheels here, 22-inch items, as I said. Absolutely amazing. But one of the changes that's happened to the RS6 GT from the Performance that you can't see is that it's got the coil-over suspension, rather like an RS4 competition. This just gives it a bit more adjustability, has to be done mechanically. You can't do it in the car. You've got to actually change it on the top mounts. But there's 3 different directions of adjustment. Again, it's hoping to sharpen up the handling of the RS6, make it even better than the performance. It's just going to be, can't wait to drive this car. It's going to just be so good. Inside the RS6 GT. Now, you're working with a really good interior with the RS6 performance anyway. So they've not done drastic changes, but what they have done is enhance the dynamic and microfiber content. So now you've got it all over the dash top here. There's a little insert of it here. It's on the door cards. It's on the headlining. Just makes it feel really, really quality. You also get different colour stitching. There's 2 colour stitching in this car, whereas the performance uses blue. One other feature, obviously, is this limited build number down here. You see RS6 GT. There are 660 units being built for the entire world, and each one is individually numbered. So it's not one of 660. You'll get a number like 1 or 5 or 17, making it feel even more special. Okay, so normally in a car like this, you probably want to sit in the front seats, but I think actually this is the best place to be sitting because you get to look at these carbon shellback bucket seats, which are a special feature of the RS6 GT. They save 2 kilograms each, so that's a 4 kilogram weight saving in the car, and they're just exquisite. I mean, look at them, look at that finish there, the shape of them, oh, it's fantastic. Otherwise, it's like any other RS6 back here. We've got good headroom, good leg room, nice quality of fixtures and fittings. It's lovely. But the real star attraction are these seats. So this is the Audi RS6 GT. That's our technical look around it at all the changes, how it's uprated from the performance, which is already a brilliant car. Let's be clear about that. But this thing, tell you now, cannot wait to drive it. Really looking forward to it. Got very high hopes for it indeed.